Today I'm going to be showing you a simple recipe that only takes 6 ingredients for Mexican rice and beans. Hi, my name is Karen Peterson and I'm going to share another super fast and easy pantry-friendly recipe with you today. Hopefully you have all the stuff you need so that you can make this for dinner tonight and you don't have to go to the store. Hope everybody is holding up okay, and hopefully these videos are somewhat helpful to you. I know it's been kind of challenging at times. So let's get going with the recipe. Easy peasy recipe. So the first thing you want to do is add in 1 1/2 cups of water into the bottom of your Instant Pot. Now, today I'm going to be using brown rice. I have a bag of brown rice here. You can also use white rice, basmati rice, jasmine rice. Whatever rice you use, you're just going to have to use the corresponding water to rice ratios and time, pressure cooking times. And I will definitely put a link to those times in the notes below. And I'm going to flash up on the screen right now a chart as well. So we need 3/4 cup of the rice, and just sprinkle that in on top of the water. All right, the second ingredient that you're going to need is some salsa or picante sauce. I have some ideas for substitutions here for you today. Today I'm going to be using this, the paste picante sauce, but you can also use like a salsa verde. If you have these like fire roasted salsa tomatoes, you could use some enchilada sauce, and you could also use a can of like Rotel. I love this salsa just because it gives this recipe a lot of flavor. So whatever you add, make sure it has tons of flavor, because this is where the flavor of the recipe comes from, is from this one ingredient. Next up is a can of beans, and today I'm going to be using black beans. Some other substitution ideas are like white beans. I have Great Northern, and then these kind, ranch style beans, which are the kind that you usually use in chili. But you know, when you have it in your pantry and it's ready to go, these work just fine. And kidney beans, another type of beans that I didn't have is pinto beans, and that would work great. And you just want to rinse and drain those beans and then add them into the pot. Now you can make this recipe meatless, which is the original recipe was a meatless recipe, or you can add chicken on top. So for my family tonight, I'm going to add the chicken. Today I'm going to be using boneless, skinless chicken thighs, the frozen kind, and I'm just going to throw them right on top of everything else. Like I said, you don't have to have meat in this dish. You can just leave it out, but we're going to make it for dinner and have a little extra protein in there with the meat. And you can use frozen chicken thighs or breasts. Those both work. You can use fresh as well. It's up to you. All right, finally we're going to add in a few seasonings, and I have some garlic salt here. We're going to use a whole teaspoon of the garlic salt. If you don't have garlic salt, use half salt and half garlic powder. So that would be half teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of salt. And then sprinkle it over the top of the chicken, or if you don't have chicken, just over the top. I'm going to throw a bay leaf in there. This just gives it lots of flavor. If you don't have a bay leaf, don't worry about it. It's still going to taste great. And then a teaspoon of ground cumin works really well with this recipe, gives it some good flavor. Sprinkle it right over the top. And then I'm just going to throw in, because I added the chicken in, I think it just needs a little extra seasoning, a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper right on top. All right, ready to go. So that was super fast, right? It doesn't take very much time at all, and it's with all stuff hopefully you have in your pantry. We're gonna put the lid on tight, make sure the valve is sealed, and then we're gonna set this manual button, or on this model it says pressure cook, and you're gonna set it for 22 minutes. If you're using other types of rice, like I said before, the time is gonna be a little bit different. And if you're using white rice, you're only going to use a 5-minute cooking time. So in that case, you would not be able to use whole frozen chicken thighs or breasts, because they would not cook in that 5-minute cooking time. And the rice would be way overdone if you tried to do it for like 20 minutes or 18 minutes. So what I suggest in that case is that you cut up the chicken into like chicken tender sizes or into bite-sized pieces and throw it in if you're going to be using chicken. Once the time is up, you're going to let the pressure release naturally for 10 minutes and then remove any remaining pressure. Okay, once you can, remove the lid and open it up. And then I just stirred it up and the chicken just kind of shredded on its own. And you'll just want to remove that bay leaf and you can just throw that away. Now you can tell that it's a little bit liquidy in here. And when you add the chicken, it does add some extra liquid in with it. So you may want to decrease the amount of liquid if you don't want it to stew like. If you want it a little more dry, then just use like a fourth or a half cup less liquid in this recipe. But today we're going to kind of serve it almost like a stew. We'll put it in our bowl here. And the fun thing about this is you can eat it the way it is, or you can add in different toppings. I have sour cream and cheddar that you can grate up, or an avocado you could slice up. Even diced fresh tomatoes are great on this. Extra salt and pepper to taste, and maybe some more cumin to taste. Just a fast and easy recipe for you to make with ingredients that you already have in hand. I hope this is helpful to you, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.